Hello everyone, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3 5th edition. Last time we turned in our quest to the... oh, what's her name? Tiefling, who had asked us to go and kill some paladins. And then we crept over here, killed this guy in his sleep, and now have the entry to the blighted village ahead of us. But before we jump on in there, with a party of 4, I suspect the barn just over here is not going to present too much trouble. So we can't do anything through the windows, I don't believe. Can we even see what's going on? We can see cones of red, I guess, because we're stealthing. But it would be wonderful if you could target the creatures inside through these windows, but I guess that's too much to ask, even though we can see through it.
Silent as the grave.
But over here, we can pin ourselves up on this doorway and wait for them to come out to us. As if we're going to set an ambush.
Quietly.
So let's take our rogue and see if we can't get up on the roof. What did we make a check for? I'm not sure what we made a check for. Game's not telling me. But we can jump to the roof. No one below is taken umbrage with our presence here. Can we hop on up again? We can walk up. Hopefully we're not spotted in the gap. Alright, we were spotted,
Let's keep to the shadows.
but we have not been instigated with, shall we say. So, Astarian's safe up on the roof. Now we have to decide where we want to put everybody else. Someone's going to have to open the door. It may well end up being Shadowheart. Let's separate everyone else out.
My knees are starting to ache.
Akiris has distance spell if we wished to cast something from further afield. We can't heighten a spell because we've spent 1 sorcery point already. So Crown of Madness probably isn't on the table right now. We can also twin spell something at the 2 creatures as they come out.
Breathe deep.
So let's see how far our chromatic orb range is. 60 feet gets well into the doorway from here. So
These boots have seen everything.
we'll stick ourselves behind this hay bale.
I'd rather stand tall.
Gale.
Forthwith.
They're going to approach the doorway.
Most excellent.
We'll stick you over here. It's not exactly great cover, but we don't have tons of choices.
Darkness, cloak me.
Now, Shadowheart, if you please go and see about that door.
As you approach, a guttural scream and a succession of quick bangs rattled the door. Then, a low moan. Someone, or something, is having a bit of fun.
And we will open the door.
What the hell are you doing?
I didn't mean to interrupt.
Ruined. Smash. Oh, smash you!
Did her weapon get more imposing? Alright, these 3 are now in initiative, but everybody else isn't yet, so we'll be able to act effectively within the same action. And if we can get a good line of sight on it, I think a twin spell, 2nd level, chromatic orb, 4d8 thunder damage against 2 creatures. 1, 2. Did we miss one of those? We did, and I'm mad about it. Alright. Gale, what have you got?
With ease.
From here. Conjure a cloud of spinning daggers that lasts for 10 turns. Anyone inside the whirlwind takes 4d4 slashing damage each turn. We can stick that in there. Try and do it slightly closer if they move. That looks funky. And apparently Bertha missed it, which is a shame, but we live and we learn. Right. Only Astarion left, and from up here, we're effectively just going to be holding our action, waiting for somebody to appear. We have line of sight to where Shadowheart is, so he'll stay there for a moment. Shadowheart is definitely going to want to come away, but we can get an attack off first, I think. I did not select the level for that spell, so it deferred to my bow and arrow, which is just fine. We'll step back away from the door frame, and then it's their turn. So they take damage in the cloud at the start of their turn, which is nice. It's good to know that we can make lines through it. They took 10 slashing damage moving through that as well. So if we come across corridors or choke points, I think that's going to be a really good spell for those kinds of occasions. Now, Astarion can get his sneak attack in from up here. I think Bertha is the bigger target. And since nothing else is going on right now, we shall make sure that we have our bow and arrow selected. And put some poison on. We have 10 vials of it. So that's going to be 1d8 plus 3 plus 2d6 sneak attack plus 1d4 poison. And if we crit, then it's double everything. No, that's a very good attack. Now, he's rolled into the order. Gale's up here. Now, we can't move our cloud of daggers now. It's not like the moonbeam from a druid or anything like that, but that's fine. 14 HP left, and we do have Shadowheart still to go, so I think a magic missile would be good, just at first level. Oh, that's a excellent magic missile, that is. Now, Shadowheart just needs to find 2 damage here. With a dagger, we got a 65% shot. With Sacred Flame, 55. Something like Inflict Wounds, 65. So, we're just going to stab, because as long as we hit, we're going to do 1d4 plus 2 damage, which would always be at least 3. Excellent. So, that's Shadowheart done. This guy's mad, but just swing and a miss for him. So now we can do something like a Shocking Grasp, which is a melee spell attack. You have advantage when using this spell on creatures wearing metal armor. I had not noticed that earlier. That's very interesting. I don't think that's rules as written, but fun nonetheless. Right, they can no longer take reactions, so we can get some distance between ourselves. Then Gale, because Astarion came into the order late. Just a little firebolt here. And that was pretty smooth, if I do say so. Let's get Astarion back safe off the roof. Yeah, with a party of four, with a party of 4, a lot of these encounters are much easier compared to the occasions I've done them solo or in duos. Right, a Morning Star also has tenacity, uses a reaction, can be used once per short rest. And Skulls. Shadowheart is mad that we did that. Gale needs to stop concentrating on this cloud of daggers before we try and walk through it. Bertha. Piece of gold. And then inside the barn. Don't want to know what it smells like in here. A mangled corpse. Having a great time. A pork loin. A is for Azuth and other gods. Otherwise, fairly generic scrap. Alright then, we'll leave the rest of that. Shadowheart wants to chat because she's mad that we just risked our lives in such a frivolous way.
Wits and blades, always sharp.
If we have her talk to, say, Gale about it, how does that go?
What's on your mind?
Nope, that's just prompting Akidis to talk to Gale. So, Akidis speak to Shadowheart. Even though she was the one that opened the door.
That was unnecessary. Were you jealous of them or something?
It would have been foolish to ignore a potential threat.
You made a potential threat into a certain one. We don't need to pick every fight.
Right, I'm going to take that helmet, not off of Shadowheart, but I'm going to visually remove it because I think she looks a little ridiculous in it. Much better. Now, where else are we headed from here? That only cost us a couple of spell slots, and we have plenty still to spare. This creeps up on the windmill.
I must keep going.
And so, before we get into the windmill,
Lost in thought.
I would like Shadowheart to disguise self and magically appear as a female drow. Femme drow.
Mutatis mutandis.
This should hopefully help our endeavours go a little bit more smoothly in this town. Because we could pick a giant fight. You sent from Moonrise, drow, because otherwise I'll have to cut ya.
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
So we can deception, intimidation, persuasion, or illicit powers, wisdom. Let's try again, shall we? Address me properly. And it's a DC 0. We can fail on a nat 1. But that's not one. Ah, yes, yes, true soul.
A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated.
Don't let me keep you, boss. Lads, we're gathered by the windmill. Right, so we've used our illithid powers once more. And these folks are all chatting over here. Let's see if we can't relieve them of this location.
What have we got here? Oh, stop this thing!
The goblin seems unsure whether to bow to you or attack.
What do you want? Oh, I mean, what do you need?
Leave immediately. This prisoner is mine now.
You want to take that little pipsqueak? But we're supposed to take him hostage! But you know that, of course. Don't ya? You are blessed, ain't ya? A true soul?
The mark glows, but you feel nothing in response. Your illithid power is beyond reach until you rest.
Well, we can still just make a regular check. Let's just stare him down. Charisma's not our strong suit, but 5 is not a difficult thing to get to. We can also cast Charm Person. We have the spell slot for it. But I think on a 5 we'll be fine. There you go.
Pardon, madam. I didn't mean to doubt you. I know my place. Well, that's that. We'll be on our way. Do as you like with the pipsqueak.
The goblins slink backwards, afraid to take their eyes off you.
And we're just looking at the windmill, it seems. Alright, get lost.
Come on, you lot. Hop it! Before she changes her mind. Fresh meats. Scared meats.
Yeah, off with you. So that saves us a long and arduous combat there. Let's get our boy Astarion headed round the back to do the pulleys and switches bit. I wonder what happens. I've never done this before. As a reward, he tells you to find his pack, it will only slow him down. What happens if we've already taken his pack? So we've got the whole backpack. Don't need any of the rest of what's here.
What have we here?
We'll get him down and then we'll see if we can go, actually we've already had your bag, what else can you give us? Or similar.
Over there.
There's our brake lever. And we'll see what stuff is up top while we're at it. Goblin bow, goblin scimitar, makeshift spear. Don't really think we need any of that. I'll take 2 alchemist's fire though, and some grease, and some grilled wrath. Goblin blow is only 1d6. We're still looking for a longbow.
What are you waiting for?
Waiting to do my looting first, sir.
Might as well.
Help me down!
Let's get Astarion to do the knots, because I'm sure it will probably be a sleight of hand check.
Help me! Cut me loose! Ugh. Bag of Camara. Those pustulant thugs. Well, get on with it.
Well, what have you got?
As expected. Coercion by the book.
Astarion and Shadowheart approve.
If you can find it. The only reason those goblins caught me was its weight.
I'll travel lightly from now on.
Well, we can't shake him up for having already taken his bag, so he can be on his way. We're halfway up to level 4 now. There's one other thing we might want to check out while we're around here. On the other side of this bit of wall, we can hop over here. And then just there's a mysterious hole with an oil lamp, a scimitar, and a curious book. If you read the book, it has wine inside. I wonder if at some point you might have to smuggle something into somewhere and you could use a hollow book to do it. That would be a very interesting mechanic that would be fun to use in some type of espionage later in the campaign. In any case, that went very smoothly. We didn't have to burn a lot of our energy to do that. And I think we've been accepted into the town by the other goblins here. So we could start laying waste to them all, but we don't need to. There's another waypoint here for another ancient rune circle. And then there's a few other things that we can do in town, like the blacksmith's shop. There's the old apothecary. And over there is the meeting of the minds, even if we can't see it right now. So we'll do some of that around town next time. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying this series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.